Hello, this is the Digest Diva, and I am so excited to be here with my guest, my soror, Kimberly Thomas, and she is the owner of Kimco International. So we're going to learn a little bit more about Kimberly, about her business, the services that she offers, and tell you a little bit more about something that's coming up that I think you'll really want to know more about. So Kimberly, tell me a little bit about how you got into financial services, into personal finances, because Kimco International, you all, is a personal financial services organization.
Well, I got into this business through my mother. She's a financial planner and has been so for the last 40 years. So I used to work with her, and she kind of gave me the ins and outs and showed me the ropes, as well as I was an assistant to some other financial planners. And so I learned a little bit from them, and then I made a decision I wanted to do it too.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So when you made that decision, did you have to go through any kind of special training or licensing to be able to do that?
Quite a bit. You have to have a Series 6, which will allow you to sell mutual funds. Series 63 allows you to sell in the state of Illinois. A Series 65, which allows you to have the financial advisor title. Then you have to have a life, health, and annuity licenses as well.
Wow. And those series, the 6, 63, 65, those are all licenses, right?
Those are all licenses. If someone sells stock, then they have a Series 7, and that will allow them to sell stock. But I'm just in mutual funds and annuities and insurance.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about some of your clients and just people on the street who you've seen. What would you say would be like one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're dealing with personal finances?
I would say one of the biggest mistakes is they don't save enough. They really don't. People put away maybe $50 or $100 and they've gotten started, but it's just not enough. 50% of America is not ready to retire. And out of that 50%, 60% of them only have $10,000 at retirement.
Wow.
So just imagine being 65, all you have is $10,000 saved. So then you're going to look at Social Security to try and help you manage and pay your bills during retirement.
And hope it's still there for us.
And with this new administration, you just never know. So we're hoping and praying it's still there. And then also they're still working. A lot of Walmart greeters, a lot of people driving Uber because they have to.
Wow, yeah, that's tough. So if you're giving advice to anybody, and you see people making that mistake, they're not saving enough, what kind of advice would you give to them or to anybody who's dealing with issues relating to personal finance?
Well, I would tell them, let's meet. Let's look at what your goals and objectives are, first and foremost, to find out what your risk tolerance is and see where you should be placing money. Then from there, first of all, they need somebody to help them. Because a lot of people think you need a financial planner. Well, they may think they might not need a financial planner because it costs too much. But it doesn't cost too much. It costs you too much if you don't have enough saved when it's time to retire. So that's a big cost that a lot of people don't want to pay that bill. So let's go ahead and make some changes immediately. So I would say get a planner, make a plan, start saving, and then also make sure that you start soon, because a lot of people put it off. So if they're waiting until they're 35 or 40 to say, okay, I'm gonna get ready for retirement, then you've wasted time, because time is money, as well as you could have been putting away money and then getting all that compounded interest, that rate of return, and you missed out. You missed out on a lot of opportunity. So I know I said a mouthful, but hopefully the people who are listening, they understand they need a professional and they need to start.
Yes. Okay. Those are two big things. Are you seeing any particular trends relating to personal finance now?
I would say some particular trends would be that people are more so looking at how they're spending money, as well as the things that we're doing, such as Facebook. Facebook, social media is huge right about now. So people need to be looking at how they can make money off of that. And you can invest in Facebook. Facebook is a part of the S&P 500.
Right.
So it's 502 companies that make up the S&P, and those are major conglomerates that are in America, and we can invest in them. You don't necessarily have to buy stock inside of the company. You can invest in an index, which is the S&P, and then you can get a little bit of each company. And so when the S&P makes money, you get a percentage of what it makes. But Facebook, I think, is a good trend to watch because it's changing America.
Yes.
It's changing the landscape of America. It's changing how we communicate.
That's right. That's right.
It's amazing. So that would be a good trend to look at. All right, if you use social media, let's invest in social media. And Facebook is one to invest in. And also Snapchat is about to go, it has its IPO that's coming out real soon.
Really?
So you may want to look at Snapchat.
Okay. I'm new to Snapchat, so that's good to know. That's good to know to consider investing in it. So listen, you've got your book here. You recently contributed to the book. So can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes. It's called I Love Annuities, and you should too.
Okay, y'all take a look at the book.
And this book, I had the pleasure of joining Jim Fox. It is an Amazon bestseller already.
Wow.
So, yeah, and I am just blessed to be a part of it. But we chose to write on annuities because it's just one vehicle that people invest in, but they do not understand. They do not understand it. And pension plans, that's an annuity. And that's one of the biggest annuities that you invest in because everybody wants their pension.
That's right.
So we have all kinds of great information inside of here, and it breaks down the types of annuities, variable annuities, fixed annuities, indexed annuities. So that's why we call it I Love Annuities, and you should too, because it's definitely a big piece of your retirement. Big piece.
And I like how you point out that your pension is an annuity, because I don't think a lot of people really think about that for those who still have pensions. So how you invest it really makes a difference.
Yes, how you manage your pension, because a lot of people, I've seen some mistakes made, and if we could possibly prevent some mistakes by educating people, that would be wonderful.
That's awesome. So obviously you do a lot of work with annuities. What other services do you offer?
Oh, quite a bit. First of all, we look at your budget.
Okay.
Because where you're spending money, we might need to trim the fat a little bit, so we can make sure that we're saving a little bit more. So I put together effective budget systems, as well as help people a little bit with their credit too. Because if you can get that credit up to par, then you can buy that home.
That's right.
And then if you have that budget together, then you can save for that new home. And then what if you have children? You might want them to go to college, so I can help them go to Harvard or Howard or Michigan or wherever it is that they choose to go. So we got to send these babies to school.
That's right.
We got to retire. So we do quite a bit.
That's awesome. And take advantage of this, you all. And I don't think enough people really do take advantage of it. To your point, going to a personal financer, someone who can help them really get their money together, because it's the worst thing I've seen when I see someone who is bent over, older, working still, not because they want to, but because they have to.
Yes, ma'am.
Because they didn't take care of money early on.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think we can all avoid that if we're educated, and that's part of why we're here talking about this right now. But I do know you've got an activity that's going to be coming up pretty soon. I want to make sure that my listeners learn a little bit more about that because we need to fill this room.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We have an activity coming up February 21st, that Tuesday, and also Thursday, February 23rd, will be on 3400 South Halsted at the library. So it's going to be a retirement planning workshop, and we're going to talk about a lot about Social Security. You know, how the benefits of Social Security, the different laws that may have changed. Just how to maximize it, and then how does it work with your other investment and insurance vehicles that you have. So it'll be an hour, and it's free. So definitely want people to come on out. It starts at 5:30, so we'll be there from 5:30 to 6:30, and I'll start answering questions around that time, and we'll leave about 7.
Okay. So you've heard it here. We need you to be there at 3400 South Halsted, February 21st, and that's in Chicago for those of you outside of Chicago, but 3400 South Halsted in Chicago, Illinois, 5:30 to 6:30. And you can start getting yourself educated on retirement planning, which is really important. And I want to make sure you see this book as well, because I need you all to go on Amazon.com. I need you to go ahead and get this book so that you can start getting your finances in order, so that you can learn more about annuities, because this is really important for those of you who have pensions coming especially. This is really, really important, so you know how to manage it and take care of that properly. Kimberly, is there anything else you want to tell us as we bring this to close?
Well, I would say let's just get started. I don't care if you only have $5. Let's manage it. And to meet with me is complimentary. So because you are Digest Diva, to meet with me is complimentary. And also if people set an appointment to meet with me, I'll give them a book.
Okay, you've heard it here. So I need you to go ahead and make those appointments. You're going to see shortly how you can get in touch with Kimberly so that you can make your appointment. In the meantime, Kimberly, thank you so much. I love this woman. Thank you so much. So appreciate the information. And I need you all to go ahead, show her some love too. Come on out, learn more about retirement planning, learn more about your personal finances. Learn more, be educated, and take care of your finances. This is the Digest Diva signing off. Special thanks to Kim for sharing her financial knowledge. You can contact her at 312-792-4216 for information on her book and her services. And as usual, please subscribe to my blog at www.thedigestdiva.com for special deals. Thank you, and remember that you are indeed a winner.